Right, the next bit I'm going to make, I've got to make a little knurled knob for the end of there. I've got a little bit of bronze, I'm going to make it out of that. A little bit of Ali bronze bar. Some 4mm threads to go in the end, knurl it and turn a bit shape on it. Just doing a 3/0 chuck. Get a decent hole of it. Running reasonably true, that's all we need. Once again we use our right hand knife tool just to square the end up. It's going to be made the same diameter as that, which I think was 630. It is 630. That's 700 dead, so I want 70 thou off it. 0 a counter. It's 20 thou cut, I'll take 40 thou off it. Another 10. Actually we're wanting 10 thou. Which it is. 5 thou cut. Yeah, we're going to put a knurl finish on it. I've got a knurl here. It's a cheap Chinese knurl, it's shite, but it's the only one I've got. Sort of sets itself up on centre height. When you want a short knurl anyway, which is just as well with this thing. There's not much material hanging out of the chuck, but I'm still going to put a centre in. I've got a centre drilled anyway, because I'm going to drill it and tap it 4mm. Put a centre drill in. Put centre into it, just to give it a bit more support. When you're knurling, it puts a lot of, with this type of knurl anyway, it puts a lot of load on the lathe. You're better off with a knurl with a screw on, it clamps the two wheels together, and you will slow it right down. Put a bit of weight on. A bit of lubricant always helps. The WD-40. You can see there how the two rollers are going round together. It's actually not bad. It's not ideal, but it'll do for what it's got to do. We can do away with the dispense with the centre now, I think. Paintbrush is to knock the swarf off. You don't go putting your finger in. You can put this paintbrush in, bind with that paintbrush. You can't bind with that finger in. Just turn this down to a dam that I think is going to look suitable. There's nothing set in stone. A 45-degree tool now, and just put a nice little chamfer on it. Chamfer on there. Chamfer on there. It's going to be parted off. Put a parting tool will go through there and leave a chamfer on there as well. Right there, we'll drill it and top it 4mm. Be enough. 4mm tape on top to start it. Just feed it in by hand. It's obviously a very fine thread, easy to snap the top. I think that's made a start. I've actually got a 4mm machine top. Use that to finish the thread off. That's a little pin choke I made the other week. Working great. I don't want it to grip the top that tight that it would snap the top. Just enough to put a thread in there. Now we've got a bit of thread in there. I'll try screwing what lead end in. Yep, that's fine. Now we're going to part it off. You can see all the parting tool is on centre height, or very, very slightly below centre height. Right, we're getting a sort of on centre height view of this getting parted off. And slow it down a bit. I've got the lathe carriages locked off. I'm going to part it off and just leave some of that 45-degree taper on. What a foam little bolt there. And screw onto the bolt. Nice. Bastard's got a hold now. Right, so it looks like on the job, so that goes through there with a spring in it, but I haven't got yet. And that screws onto there. It looks nice, just the right proportion. Next thing I'm going to drill a hole through there. The machine is slotted into there, so it keeps that in line with the gear. And you pull it up and turn it and it'll lock. Right, I'm at the stage now. I need a slot cutting through there. I'm going to do that with a slitting saw. Show you slitting saw in the milling machine. We'll set it up in a coloured block and so we can get a slot put in it. Let's put a coloured block in the base. When I took it to that's where I got the coloured blocks from, I actually made them. It's the same as the ER32 chuck I made for the lathe, except it's on a bit of square. I've also got it on a bit of hexi bar as well. Not quite sure how I'm going to be doing this. That's going to be spinning round. When we do it on that side, there's more room on that side of the mill. Yeah, we'll get that into there. That'll be spinning round. We'll do a cut through there. So we'll have to make sure this is parallel to the job, and that's obviously set in the centre of it. Horizontal mill, be good you could do it like that. That's what we'll do. We'll do it like that. That could be better because it'll be easier to find it. You can see what you're doing. Six and 2/3 really is be more than stiff enough in there like that. I'll do it that way. So we'll get it mounted and we're going to make sure that that face is running parallel to the travel on the axis. Otherwise we'll end up with a slot that's pissed at the bottom. Set that up with a clock gauge. I know the end of that's, I know the end of the collar square and the bottom of the base is square. Gentle bed down. Just a nip on the end, and I'll put a clock gauge on, move a clock gauge back and forward and get it lined up. The first thing I do is I look along it. You can look along something and get it. You get it within a few thou just by looking at it. Okay, so we've got our dial gauge on, picture it, it's touching. Very little travel on these, so you're going to be somewhere near before you can even use the one. Set it at 0, wind it along. It's moved, hasn't moved much, but it's moved. Re-zero it. Very near. And 0 again. That's pretty good. This is here to show you I'm not cheating. When I want something really spot on, I've got a dial gauge that doesn't work. I normally use that one. Nip it up, it's bound to move. Zero. It has moved, not much, but it has moved. Zero there. Pretty near. This is the arbor I'm going to use. It's a Hua made arbor. I've got a collection of slitting saws, some more blunt than others. I think most of them come from car boot sales. There's a one here, it's a 63mm diameter. It's 1.3mm thick with a 16mm hole in. That'll do for me. Slitting saws have got a couple of ambitions in life. One of the main ones is to overheat and warp. The teeth come off them. You've got to run them very, very slow. And it's ideal if you can run cooling water on them as well. I suppose the other ambition they've got is to cut your finger off. They're really sharp. The first thing we'll do, we'll slow the machine down, bottom gear, as slow as it'll go. And we're going to find the centre of that and decide how deep we're going to put the slot in for. Right, I've slowed it down. It's running at 200 RPM. Got a very slight kick in it, nothing to worry about. Right, I need to make sure that the saw blade is dead in the centre of the workpiece. What I've done, I mean, I could eyeball it, I could get it pretty good just by looking at it. But what I've done, I've took the belt off, the drive belt off, so I can turn the spindle nice and freely. Oh, doozy twat. I'm going to fetch it along that's underneath the blade. Slowly wind the table up as I turn the spindle. And as you hear it, it's just touching the job there. So we'll zero the Z-axis. Take it underneath. Right, same thing again. I mean, what I could do, I could measure the thickness of the blade, and I know the thickness of that and just half it. I'm going to do it this way. Right, so gently fetch it down till it just touches the blade. I can hear it there. We've got a reading of 17.115, so we'll half that. 17.115 divided by 2 equals 8.57. .55. Put on the right side of the blade now as well. Just about deep enough then. One good thing is we haven't damaged the blade. All purple, they look like tempering charts. So nice and sharp. It'll lift the fight another day. You see what cuts absolutely spot on the centre. Just what I wanted. A bloody good lens, this camera. I need to put the drill through there just to clean it up where it's ragged slightly inside of it, but all in all I'm quite pleased with that. On the last video I did, I asked people what their opinions were of the way I present my videos, especially in my use of bad language. Well, moderately bad language. I've had an amazing response, and everybody that's posted a comment wants us to stop just the way I am, which suits me down to the ground because I wasn't going to change anyway.